When Marcus Hill turned 32, he had nothing impressive on paper. No promotions, no startup exit, no viral moments. Most people who knew him would have just called him steady. But if you watched him closely, you would have seen something else. A level of discipline that almost nobody around him was willing to practice. He started projects he never finished and bought online courses he never completed. He told everyone about his big plans but rarely followed through. Each failure chipped away at his confidence until he just quietly stopped trying. One winter morning, after missing yet another self-imposed deadline, he looked at himself in the mirror and realized something painful. He said to his reflection, "I don't lack talent. I lack discipline." He would wake up at 4 a.m. every day. No excuses, no snooze button, no negotiation. The first week was brutal. His body fought him. His mind whispered, "You deserve rest. You worked late. Just start tomorrow." But Marcus had learned that the mind negotiates when it senses weakness. So he removed negotiation. He put his alarm across the room, forcing him to stand up to turn it off. Once he was standing, he made his bed immediately. Then he drank a glass of water and opened a notebook. From 4:10 to 5 a.m., he studied logistics and supply chain management. Not because anyone told him to, but because he decided he would master something. At work, his coworkers laughed when he skipped late-night hangouts. "Live a little," they'd say. "I am," Marcus would reply quietly. What they didn't see was the internal battle he fought every single day. You see, mental power isn't loud. It shows up at 4 a.m., when no one is watching. 3 months passed, then 6. The warehouse manager began to notice something unusual. Marcus anticipated problems before they happened. He reorganized inventory systems on his own time. He asked smarter questions and volunteered for projects others avoided. Discipline had sharpened his thinking. He had trained his mind to focus, not react. He stayed late, not because he was told to, but because he had chosen ownership as part of his discipline. The crisis was solved. 2 weeks later, he was offered a supervisory role. But here's the thing, the promotion wasn't the real victory. He added workouts after work. 30 minutes, no excuses. He cleaned up his diet and limited social media to just 20 minutes a day. Friends started asking, "How do you stay so motivated?" "I'm not motivated," he'd say. "I'm disciplined. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is structural." 1 year after that first winter morning, Marcus stood in the same bathroom, looking at the same mirror. But the man staring back was different. His posture had changed. His eyes were sharper. His confidence was no longer fragile. He had learned something most people avoid: the discomfort of daily consistency. There was no dramatic breakthrough. There was just repetition. Wake up, study. Work with excellence. Train. Read. Sleep. Repeat. 2 years later, Marcus was managing operations for the entire facility. Do it every day, especially when you don't feel like it. Mental power isn't built in comfort. It's built in resistance. Most people want the results, but few want the routine. Marcus didn't become extraordinary overnight. And that's the part others avoid. In a world addicted to shortcuts, Marcus chose structure. In a culture obsessed with hype, he chose habits. And in that quiet, unseen discipline, he discovered his greatest strength: control over his own mind. Thanks for watching.